When I leave home to walk to school, Dad says to me, Marco, keep your eyelids up and see what you can see. But when I tell him where I've been and what I think I've seen, he looks at me sternly and sighs, your eyesight's much too keen. Stop telling such outlandish tales. Stop turning Manaus into Wales. Now what can I say when I get home today? All the long way to school and all the way back, I've looked and I've looked and I've kept careful track, but all I've noticed, except for my own feet, was a horse and a wagon on Mulberry Street. That's nothing to tell of. That won't do, of course. Just a broken down wagon drawn by a horse? That can't be my story. That's only a start. I'll say that a zebra was pulling the cart. And this is a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. Yes, the zebra is fine, but I think it's a shame, such a marvellous beast with a cart that's so tame. The story would really be better to hear if the driver I saw was a charioteer. A gold and blue chariot, something's to meet, rumbling like thunder down Mulberry Street. No, that won't do at all. A zebra's too small. A reindeer is better. He's fast and he's fleet. And he'd look mighty fast on Mulberry Street. Hold on a minute, there's something wrong. A reindeer hates the way it feels to pull something that runs on wheels. He'd be much happier instead if he could pull a fancy sled. A reindeer and a sleigh? Say anyone could think of that. Jack or Fred or Joe or Nat. Say even Jane could think of that. But it isn't too late to make one thing change. A sleigh with an elephant? Now there's something strange. I'll pick one with plenty of power and size, a blue one with plenty of fun in its eyes, and then, just to give him a little more tone, have a Rajah with rubies perched high on a throne. Say, that makes a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But now I don't know, it still doesn't seem right. An elephant pulling a thing that's so light, it would whip round the corner in the air like a kite. But he'd look simply grand with a great big brass band. But a band that's so good should have someone to hear it. But it's going so fast, it's hard to hear it. I'll put on a trailer. I know they won't mind. If a man sits and listens while hitched on behind. But now it is fair what I've done. I bet those wagons weigh more than a ton. That's really too heavy a load for one beast. I'll give him some helpers. He needs two at least. But now what worries me is that Mulberry Street runs on to Bliss. Unless there's something I can fix up, there'll be an awful traffic mix-up. It takes police to do the trick, to guide them through where traffic's thick. It takes the police to do the trick. They'll never crash now, they'll race at top speed, with Sergeant Mulberry himself in the lead. The mayor is there and he thinks it is grand. He raises his hat and they dash by the stand. The mayor is there and the alderman too, all waving big banners of red, white and blue. And that is a story that no one can beat when I say that I saw it on Mulberry Street. With a roar of its motor, an aeroplane appears and dumps out confetti. Why, everybody cheers. And that makes a story that's really not bad, but it still could be better. I suppose that I add a Chinese boy who eats with sticks, a big magician doing tricks, a 10-foot bed that needs a comb. No time for more, I'm almost home. I swung around the corner and dashed through the gate. I ran up the steps, and I felt simply great, 'cause I had a story that no one could beat. And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. But Dad said quite calmly, "Just draw up your stool and tell me the sights on your way home from school." There's not much to tell. I just couldn't begin. Dad looked at me sharply and pulled in his chin. He frowned at me sternly. From there in his seat, was there nothing to look at? No people to greet? Did nothing excite you or make your heart beat? "Nothing," I said, going red as a beet, "but a plain horse and wagon on Mulberry Street."